Hello and welcome back everyone on The Cave. My name is Elias and in today's video we will again go over some interesting topics straight out of the finance and crypto space. We'll go over why Bitcoin actually pumped so hard over the last few days and weeks, what the macroeconomics are looking like, where in the world people are currently buying risk stocks and Bitcoin, and what the potential fraud for Bitcoin is at the moment, why it actually could lead to a collapse. At the end, obviously, we will go into my dollar cost average position and how it's going. In this video, we will again cover some financial topics. Please do not make financial decisions based on my opinions and my informations. Always do your own research. And with that being said, see you in the video. So to get started, I like to go on CoinMarketCap. We can see a lot of green charts here on the right side, and yeah, Bitcoin went up over the last 24 hours. We actually had a bit of a down movement and it looks not too good. All right, if we go into the chart, we see quite a rejection here. We were rejected by 25,000, and I don't really like to dive too deep into charts. I rather look at the world, what is going on. But we see that golden cross happened right here, and some people also said like, oh, that's the indicator which led Bitcoin to pump up. I don't think so, and I will later go into why I think Bitcoin went up. With that being said, probably the next thing, which are the monthly historical returns on Bitcoin, and we see February is always a good month. So over the last 9 years we saw, or 10 years, we saw that Bitcoin was a good investment in February, and here 2020 was actually the COVID crash, I think the beginning of the COVID crash. And yeah, so looks good. Let's see how March and the other month are looking, because I think no month is actually so interesting. October is also interesting, but March doesn't look like it. So let's see what the next month will bring. With that being said, probably to a not so good thing, which is Mt. Gox. So people may say this is good news, but I can tell you why it's probably not so good as many think. So the two largest creditors, which invested in Mt. Gox back then, 2014, and they will get their money now. So for those of you who don't know what Mt. Gox is or was, Mt. Gox was a huge exchange who got hacked 2014, and the funds are restored, or a part of it at least, and they will get distributed now to the people which still have funds there, or still will get some funds because they invested 2014 and they will get it back now. And two biggest ones actually said that they want the money back in Bitcoin and not get it liquidated by Mt. Gox or just some company which does that liquidation, and get it in fiat. So this seems to be bullish because they said, hey, I want it in Bitcoin, and probably they trust in Bitcoin. But my take on it is that the liquidation process is just takes a while, and then the distribution fiat too, and it would be easier to just get it in Bitcoin and they can dump it themselves. So I don't think that it's too good, but we will see what they will do with the money. I think the wallets are even tracked, so we can exactly see what happens. If you invested $10,000 2014 in Bitcoin on Mt. Gox, then that 10k would be now worth around 400,000. So you see where I'm going, and this is obviously a lot of money that these guys will receive now. Also here we see the Mt. Gox balance sheet. They had quite some money, so 200,000 in Bitcoins they had there in 2017. They started distributing beginning of 2018, I think a bit earlier even, and you see that this actually quite good matches the peak of 2017, and that's obviously not a good sign, because yeah, some people may say this was the reason why we dumped afterwards. And now you can see we're currently sitting at around 137,000, I think, in Bitcoin still to be distributed. So that's way more than we actually had to distribute here. But that's not the only thing happened or happens. There was big rumors that Binance has unbacked USDs. So big drama was last week when the SEC made deep investigation in USD and Binance, and there are two BUSDs out there. One is issued by Paxos and one is issued actually by Binance itself. One which is issued by Binance itself, it's called Binance Packed BUSD, and there was rumors that this is not backed. As it seems, it is. Paxos said will stop issue BUSDs. So what will happen over the next few months is that all the BUSDs get back to Paxos. They will get fiat money back, or better said, just the US dollar back, or another stablecoin, whatever. I don't know the exact process there, but they will be just burned, the BUSDs, until no more BUSDs are in circulation. And Binance will do the same, obviously. And yeah, BUSD is over. Binance lost the stablecoin wars with USDT and USDC. They even said that they will probably not make another stablecoin and just focus on their main business, which is exchanging. Exactly. There was also rumors that Binance will go down with this, and there was a poll going on Bitcoin Echo. That's like a German Bitcoin Cointelegraph kind of thing. And they asked, hey, do you think that Binance will stand that BUSD drama, or do you think it will go down with it? And 78% said yes. So this really shows that there's a lot of trust in Binance, and Binance can do a lot of things in the crypto market. They can stand a lot of stuff. So even if BUSD weren't fully backed, I thought that Binance will probably have enough liquidity to just cover it themselves. So yes, with that being said, to the next thing, this is actually quite positive. We will take a look into the Asian countries. So you may heard the news that Hong Kong is now offering again a gateway into crypto, and this offers a lot of people in just Asia the gateway to exchange their fiat currencies into crypto again. And there was a similar scenario happening in 2016. There was a lot of inflow from Asian countries in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, and this was a leading indicator, or was the big start of the 2017 bull market. Shows good signs, and people have kind of flashbacks. We should be cautious also on this news, but yeah, dollar cost averaging is my strategy, and I would definitely emphasize you to do something similar. And just to show you what we're talking about, here on this chart we see the ECB, the European Central Bank, we see the Fed, the American Central Bank, and we see the two Asian central banks here of Japan and China. And we see that they are starting again to print a lot of money to generate some inflation and get more liquidity into the market. And it's a lot of liquidity. We can see that here. This is 4.9 trillion in loans distributed in January 23. That's a big high since a lot of months, already a year, I think. And this just shows that liquidity is entering the market again. Looks like that China and Japan is fighting deflation, and obviously that also shows in risk on assets. And this is actually interesting because you see that the 2-year treasury yield is still going down, means US inflation is not over yet, and not so much liquidity is probably coming from the US, which could go in treasury yields or treasury bonds, in US bonds, but a lot of liquidity is coming into US tech stocks, Nasdaq and Bitcoin. So you can see these two coiling up while the treasury yield is still going down. This symbolizes also that a lot of external liquidity is flowing into the market, probably from other countries like Asia. With that being said, into my position, into my strategy, and you know that I am currently doing a dollar cost averaging strategy, which made, drum roll, $360. Not too crazy, I know. But last week we were actually in the minus $400, so could be worse. And what's way more interesting is actually I changed something on the strategy. As you can see here, I normally did a $200 investment every day into Ethereum and Bitcoin, and I changed it to 100. Why? Because I thought this move wasn't really a fundamental move. This wasn't the start of the next bull market. Just my opinion on it, my take on it out of this data that I receive, I see. It's all based on informations. And I thought, hey, let's scale it down. Let's extend the time horizon. I can do this strategy. And until I'm fully into Bitcoin and Ethereum, I don't have endless money, just dollar cost averaging. Yeah, this is my strategy, and my average cost or my average price on Bitcoin is currently 23,000, and the average price on Ethereum is 1,612. And yes, this is BUSD. I'm still invest with BUSD. This is just not changeable. I think I will find another solution as soon as possible. But yeah, just have a little amount in BUSD, which is used for the strategy all day, so no worries there. Yes, with that being said, this was it for today's video. I really hope that you liked it. If you did so, feel free to drop a like or a comment. It would really support the channel. Also, if you want to see more of this kind of content, just subscribe to the channel, and I wish you an awesome rest of your day. See you in the next one. Bye.